Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast where only in the WWE can not only my hole go viral, but a woman can get pregnant by a 70-year-old man. Woo! It is Lost in the Midcard. We have a lot to talk about. We got two great shows from the past weekend to talk about. No Surrender on Saturday, NXT Takeover on Sunday. Holy shit, did they deliver? We got that to talk about. We've got Elimination Chamber this Sunday to talk about. Only 5 matches, I believe, are announced so far. So, God, WWE loves to just not announce everything yet, so it really likes to fuck with our predictions. But hey, what can you do? We'll predict what we have, and I mean,
that's what happens when you have a go-home show on a Friday.
Well, that too, yeah. And everything in between, including
dummy.
Yeah. But first, thank you to SpiderDuck.net for being our host, enabling us to be on iTunes, Spotify, and any of your favorite podcasting apps. All you got to do is search for Lost in the Midcard, hit that subscribe button. That way you know every time a new episode comes your way, typically on Wednesdays. But when you subscribe, you'll at least know if we change it up on you and come at you at a different day, as that can happen from time to time with our schedules. We're also on the YouTube, and make sure to give us a subscribe on the YouTube. Hit the little bell icon so you know every time a new video comes your way. Also, give us a little thumbs up, maybe drop a little comment. Let us know what you thought about that great in memoriam we put at the beginning of the last episode. You can do all that on the YouTube, and the links to that are on our Facebook page, facebook.com/LostInTheMidcard, or on the Twitter at LITMC Podcast, where we also share a lot of the great tweets from the wrestling world. I'm your host, Jeremy Bennett. You can find me on the Twitter at JB Huskers. As always, my co-host, he is on the Twitter at Raw F Showtime, Mr. Matt Black. Matt, how you doing?
It's been a long day, JB, but luckily Impact was pretty damn good tonight.
I liked it.
Feeling a little bit better than I did a few hours ago. I feel like I got a little bit of shit accomplished.
Woo!
So
I think James Storm.
I have Okada on my television screen right now. So
we might have Okada on our television screen on Wednesdays soon, from what I hear. That forbidden door is wide open.
Got Okada versus Alex Shelley on Impact at 60 right now.
Nice. Yes. New Japan versus Impact. Well-timed Impact on 60 after tonight's Impact. Joe took on Jushin Thunder Liger. Our buddy Ultra Liger, I bet, like that. I hope he was watching. AJ Styles and Tanahashi. Shit. I mean, granted, Tanahashi was still a young man, only 6 years in the biz at that time. I mean, AJ, a young man as well. And then we had, God, what was that? What were we watching right when we started the Zoom call, Matt? It was
Shinsuke Nakamura and Alex Skipper.
Yeah, Nakamura and Skipper. God, what was the stable Skipper was in? You remember? Wasn't it him and like Low Key?
People want to say Prime Time, but I know that was his nickname. That wasn't the stable he was in.
Yeah. What the hell was he in, man? Gotta look it up now, man. Triple X.
Yes.
Low Key and Daniels feuded with America's Most Wanted. Speaking of America's Most Wanted, James Storm, very active on Twitter today.
James Storm dropped he referenced his stablemate, his old tag partner on Impact tonight.
That was awesome.
It was a throwaway line, but it's still funny nonetheless.
It was great. I mentioned this term. I mentioned this term to both more than I mentioned this term to D'Amore, David Panzer, and James Storm.
David Panzer?
Yes, because he's on Twitter all the time.
It's David Penzer.
Penzer. Jeez, I'm my
Not
bad.
Panzer.
It's been a long fucking day. We were 31.
David Panzer's so much funnier.
It was 31 below zero. I got names fucked. This is not the first time I've fucked up names tonight. So I apologize, David. He probably does not listen.
He probably doesn't, but it's still funny.
Penzer, thank you. Because it's been a long fucking day.
It has been a long fucking day.
It's going to be a longer fucking tomorrow. I'm going to be working from 8:30 a.m. to probably midnight. But maybe maybe it's been an easy week so far because at State Farm the servers have gone down because of the major winter storm, the major cold. It was 31 below here this morning. Our servers are in Texas where they never see single digits, and they're seeing that and power outages and all sorts of things and mass insanity. And so we haven't really been able to work the last couple of days, and I'm wondering if that's still going to carry over into tomorrow. Who knows? If not, it's going to be a busy day tomorrow. And on top of that, I got to work my bar job tomorrow too, so it's going to be a long fucking day. But yeah, anyways, David Penzer, my apologies. I don't know what I was thinking, because I was thinking of I coined the term off of Wrestle House, Wrestle Bar, and later on in the night, James Storm used it as a hashtag. So maybe we can get something. Maybe we get a little creative. Maybe get this a little thing going here. Maybe make Wrestle Bar a regular thing. What do you think, Matt?
I don't know about all that.
I like the segment tonight. I thought it was funny.
I don't know if it's something you can do every week.
Yeah.
Once in a while, sure. But I don't know if that's something that I want to see every week.
So No Surrender to kick things off here. No Surrender from Saturday. No kickoff show. I don't think they do those normally on Impact Plus shows. We kick things off Triple XL and Tennille Dashwood against Decay, and you got Decay getting the win there. Thanks to Black Taurus. I'm still trying to get used to him fitting in with Decay, Matt. I don't know. He's got some good moves.
I can't imagine he's going to be there for long, but maybe he will. I don't know.
I don't know. He's got some good moves, but I don't see him as a fit in Decay. I mean, Abyss was a perfect fit in Decay. I think you need a bigger name, because I mean, Steve is not going to be that big name. So I think you need a bigger name like what Abyss was to be on that male side for Decay. Either to be in addition to somebody and have Steve be in a tag team, or I don't know, But I just right now I don't see Taurus being that, as a reformed Decay. I just don't see that really taking off for me personally.
Okay. Did you know that I just saw this retweeted on my timeline and it just totally threw me for a loop? So we're going to have to talk about it right fucking now. Did you know that John Silver has created his own YouTube account, which features him and other members of the Dark Order doing parodies on movies?
No.
Yes, there is a video, a 3-minute video. I watched like the first 10 seconds because I don't want to distract me any longer than it did. But there is a series called The Silver Screen, and it's John Silver and other members of the Dark Order reenacting famous scenes from movies. And the first one is Anchorman.
Oh boy.
I have retweeted it, and I am going to retweet it on the Lost in the Midcard Twitter as well.
I'll have to check that out after recording here.
If anybody wants to go take a look-see at that, go for it. It's only like 3 minutes. But oh my God, that's another thing that I could use in my life. The Black Order, the Dark Order fucking interacting old freaking movies is phenomenal.
Something tells me they were
I said
referencing
Black
this.
Order because I got fucking Marvel on the damn brain with Thanos and shit for Marvel Strike Force. I get those two names mixed up all the time now because they're so frequently used in my vocabulary.
Yeah. Something wants to. I want to say something that they reference this in BTE, but I don't know. There's so much.
Like this is the first time I like freaking John Alba retweeted it, and because I didn't even know about it, so I gotta watch that one when we're done with the podcast. I gotta watch Young Rock.
Yeah,
when we're done with the podcast.
Debuted tonight.
Yeah, I didn't want to watch it over Impact because I knew we were gonna talk Impact, but I set it up to record. I set up Keenan to record too because I loved Keenan and Kel.
I figured.
And I loved all that.
I figured
I'll watch both of those tonight and see how they are.
Yeah, I knew with Impact I always have it on the DVR, so I always, in case I miss it, I didn't want any kind of conflicts to happen on the DVR, so I'll probably catch Young Rock on Hulu or Peacock. I keep forgetting I have Peacock, and now I have it ad free. I just went ahead and said fuck it and bumped it up to ad free right now because I was going to do it anyways.
I don't have Peacock yet. I didn't get it. So I'm waiting to see what the whole like they said there was going to be some conversion thing. And if they're just going to take my old username and password from the WWE Network and move it over to Peacock, I mean, and if I don't have to fucking change anything, that would be great.
Yeah. See,
so I'm just waiting on WWE to release more information about how they're handling this.
When Peacock launched, they had a deal. I paid $30 for the year. It's like $250 a month.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So I jumped on it.
Well, when you did that, how do you bump it up to ad free then now?
I think it added another $5 a month or something.
But you already paid for a year.
Yeah, but ad free is like another $5 a month.
So you're basically, since you already paid the 30 years, you're paying $5 a month essentially. Now,
because it's gonna be $10 a month ad free.
How okay?
I was paying $30 a month with ads, or $30 for the year with ads on a special. That was a special.
Yeah.
That was a introductory. Hey, we're brand new. Jump on this deal.
Well, here's the question. This is actually a great conversation to have. I didn't know you had Peacock already.
Yeah, I did. I got it from the jump.
How is the service? And does it offer live television now? If not, do you think that Peacock is going to be a good enough service to handle live streaming these WWE pay-per-views?
I haven't messed with it much, but I think there's a live air quotes section that's like Pluto TV that has like a guide and stuff that I accidentally went to last night because I've been just putting on 2.5 Men on there when I go to bed.
Yeah.
And letting it run. And I accidentally went over to the left too far. And there's this weird section that almost looks like it's a guide. It's almost like live TV with a guide, but it's like Pluto. It's not live TV, but it's programmed, recorded TV, scheduled out, whatnot. Because I think there was an SNL channel and shit like that. And so I need to look at it a little closer because then I didn't look at it too much in depth.
Yeah.
Just because I went back and went to watch what I was going to watch. So, but no, I mean, it's a fine service. It's.
See, my main worry is like, this is more of a Peacock. In my understanding, it's more like a Netflix, right? Like there's just a whole bunch of on-demand content you can go on and watch whenever you want.
Yeah.
Like Netflix doesn't offer live programming.
Yeah.
Like Disney Plus doesn't offer live programming. I mean, this is all on-demand content. You go on, you watch whatever you want. I fear how, like, I'm really happy that Fastlane is the first pay-per-view on Peacock. Because if the first pay-per-view would have been WrestleMania and they had problems, this shit would have been DOA from day one.
Look at the screen here. Let me turn this off.
Are we talking about the Bucks of Youth coming out here?
No, my screen.
Oh, I was looking at the Bucks of Youth on Impact at 60.
See how that's like a program, that's like a guide, a channel guide
Yeah.
with live TV. I bet that's where the network's going to fit in, and you tune in there probably for the live pay-per-view.
I just hope it works. I hope that there's no issues.
So there's going to
And
be
I hope Fastlane streams beautifully and all of my worries are non-founded essentially.
so
But
what I had accidentally stumbled upon was exactly what was right. It's like Pluto TV. There's channels, there's Saturday Night Live, there's Dateline NBC, there's the news. Whatever I have on right now, I have no idea what that is.
they look like some kind of news program.
So yeah, I bet you they just add the network to that. And so the pay-per-views are going to be right on that channel. You just go over to the channels section because there's when you go to the Peacock app, there's 3 sections. There's channels, trending, and browse. So trending's what's trending. A lot of it's news. I think it's a lot of news stories and highlights. Browse is your Netflix, and channels is your live TV. So they already got it built in. It appears.
Yeah, like I said, I really hope it's all good. Like I don't want problems, and that's just to me that's just my main worry. I'm just worried that like they took years to perfect really the network. You know what I mean? To really get the
it was a mess in the beginning.
Yeah, it was a disaster. So like I'm just worried that like Peacock's not gonna be ready for this. I hope I'm wrong. I want it to be great. I want to be able to watch my WWE pay-per-views without any issue, but I guess we'll wait and see how it all ends up.
Yeah. So my guess is the network, the live stream of what's on now is just going to be tacked onto that channel set up there. And yeah, obviously people watching that right now is going to be nowhere near the amount that's going to be tuning in for the network. So yeah, they got to be ready for that. But hey, it's the network. It's NBC. They should have money behind it. So hey, we'll find out. Well, didn't the network kind of had a Fastlane pay-per-view test drive on their first pay-per-view back then too, didn't they?
I think the first pay-per-view on the network back then was did the network debut the day after the Elimination Chamber, or was it the day before, or was it on the Elimination Chamber? Because I know it was like in 2014. It might have been the network might have debuted the day after the Chamber. I just hope everything. I hope everything works. Like I'm probably just worried over nothing. But
network launched on. Yeah, you're right. Network launched on the 24th, which was the day after the Chamber. But they had NXT Arrival that Wednesday. So NXT Arrival was the first live show that they test drove, where Bo Dallas took on Adrian Neville in a ladder match for the NXT Championship. Remember those days?
Yeah.
God, what the hell are they doing with Bo Dallas now? Eddie Edwards and Matt Cardona taking on Brian Myers and Hernandez. Finally, we get Cardona and Myers clashing in a ring. Myers, of course, was avoiding it for the longest time, but eventually it did happen. And but in the end, it was Brian Myers pinning Cardona. What'd you think of this match, Matt?
I didn't like seeing Cardona jobbing an Impact already, but I mean, he doesn't have a contract, so
Oh, he doesn't yet? I was going to ask you that. If you
No,
knew.
he still doesn't have a contract. And as far as I'm concerned, if you're not going to sign anywhere, like he has implied in recent interviews that he has no desire to be locked into a long-term contract anywhere. I don't know if that's his excuse for not signing with AEW or covering up for why he didn't get a full-time deal with them. I don't know. But I mean, that's what he's been saying in interviews lately. But I mean, if that's legit, like he just doesn't want to be under a long-term contract anywhere, he can't expect to get a sustained push anywhere
No.
if he's not willing to commit to a company.
No.
Like no company's going to push you long-term if you're not going to sign on the dotted line and, you know, be part of their plans going forward. So I'm not really sure what his end game plan is right now. But if you don't pick a company and sign in long term, I can't fault Impact, AEW, Ring of Honor, whoever you go and work for. I can't fault them for not giving you a long term push because they can't trust that you're going to be there. So I don't know. I think if he's being legit and he really doesn't want a long term contract right now, I think he's shooting himself in the foot.
Yeah. I don't know. But I mean, at least he's having fun now, feuding with his best friend. So,
Yeah.
you know, that's pretty cool. Diener took on Jake something. A good little battle there. Jake sneaks out with the victory, gets beat up by Violent by Design after the match. They're going to have a rematch next week. That's maybe when, well, apparently Violent by Design's Doring and Eric Young are not going to be at ringside, but I'm sure they'll get involved somehow. Maybe that's where the odds get evened. Maybe Rhino and Heath, as I predicted last week. Maybe they show up and even up the odds. We'll see. Some backstage segments of with Tommy wishing Tommy Dreamer happy birthday. Those are pretty cool. As Tommy turned 50 on Saturday. Triple threat revolver as expected. This was a very good match. A very cool concept. I kind of liked it. Continuous, basically a triple threat gauntlet match. When one guy gets eliminated, another guy comes in, and you continue the triple threat match all the way through to the end. And your competitors: Josh Alexander, Ace Austin, Chris Bay, Blake Christian, Davari, Willie Mack, Trey Miguel, and Suicide. Interesting. Earlier on, I believe on that same day, I think they announced that Blake Christian signed a WWE deal. I swear that was on Saturday that they announced that, Matt.
It was either Friday or Saturday. WWE hasn't announced it yet.
Oh, they haven't. Okay, it just broke on that day.
Yeah, I think PW Insider broke it. It was either PW Insider or Fightful. I think it might have been. I think it was PW Insider. And if I'm wrong on that, I apologize. But they've both been breaking a lot of signing news as of late.
Josh Alexander looked very impressive in this match. I was very.
I thought he looked really great tonight too.
Yes, that match with TJP tonight was fucking great.
I actually thought he was going to win the title.
I did too.
At a couple points. So they did a good job. They sold me a ticket, as they like to say.
A lot of people were impressed with tonight. So I don't think he's done yet in that picture. By any stretch of the imagination. We'll get to that in a minute. I got a couple of things from that match I want to bring up, but Josh Alexander wins the triple threat revolver. Looked awesome. Figured the obvious would be Trey Miguel, but so it was kind of a surprise to see Josh Alexander. But Josh looked completely awesome in that match. It was as I said, an entertaining match throughout, as all X Division matches on a pay-per-view are. I have. Especially since we've started covering Impact again, I don't think we've seen an X Division match on a pay-per-view or special really disappoint. Knockouts tag titles. Nevaeh and Havoc took on Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz in a no DQ Texas Tornado match, with Fire and Flavor getting out the win. Very solid win, I think, for Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz, especially with the rule set that was involved. kind of prove their toughness, prove their worth as a team. I think it was a very solid match. Of course, after the match, maybe teasing a little dissension with Nevaeh and Havoc, which we'll talk about later on with Impact here in just a minute. X Division title. Again, like we just mentioned, anything with the X Division on a pay-per-view is never going to disappoint. And TJP and Rohit Raju, they brought it. It was good. Of course, we expected Shera to get involved. He did. And as both Matt and I predicted, it wouldn't be good enough. We both predicted TJP to come out on top, and it did with the Mamba Splash in a very good match. And like I said, I've come around on Rohit Raju over the past 6 months. I think he's been a phenomenal talent and also been good outside of the ring as well. I've really come around on him since giving him a first look here since we've been coming back to Impact. Interview with Tommy Dreamer ahead of the main event tonight, and then we head into our 6-women tag with ODB, Jordan Grace, Jazz taking on Deonna Purrazzo, Susan, and Kimberly. The Good Girls get the win there with Jazz tapping out Susan in the STF. Very entertaining match there with those ladies. Triple threat tag team championship match, co-main event. I guess I would definitely call that a co-main event, right, Matt?
Yeah, I would say so.
Oh man, how close was Private Party?
Close but no cigar.
Oh, so close. But Carl Anderson at the right place at the right time to pull off Mark Quinn after the shooting star. After Hardy hit a twist of fate on Storm, Quinn hit a shooting star, but Carl Anderson at the right place at the right time to throw Quinn out of the ring and get the pin for the Good Brothers retaining, as Matt predicted. I tried to will it. I tried to will AEW tag champions in Impact, but I couldn't quite do it, Matt.
I think you might be getting Impact Tag Team Champions in AEW.
Yeah.
After Revolution.
Yeah.
Because I think the Young Bucks are losing those tag titles on Wednesday to Santana and Ortiz.
I agree.
And I think that the Good Brothers are going to have something to do with it.
Oh.
And I think that's going to lead to the Good Brothers against the Young Bucks for the Impact Tag Team titles at Revolution. And I think the Young Bucks win those titles on March 7th.
Ooh, I like that booking, pal.
Yep.
It's such good shit.
I like it.
We can get the Bucks against the Machine Guns.
Well, as long as the crossovers weren't strained because of an idiot.
Well, he's claiming that he doesn't have heat.
Okay.
Well, that's what he said on his vlog today.
I hope not.
He did a bit at the beginning of the vlog. He was doing a snow angel on the street in Texas in the snow.
Yeah. How about Sammy Guevara, by the way?
And they and his I think it's his girlfriend who's holding the camera, and she's like, "What are you doing?" Because he's like doing it in like a t-shirt and pants.
Yeah.
And I direct quotes here. He's like, "Don't you read the internet? It said I have lots of heat, so I thought I didn't need a jacket, but I'm cold, so cold." And the woman holding the camera called him an idiot, and she said, "You can't believe everything you read on the internet because not everything written online is true." And Guevara said, "So if I believe everything I read on the online, I'm a fucking idiot." So,
well, let's hope not.
Yeah, we're going to hope that he doesn't actually have heat, and this is much ado about nothing. But still, the fact remains, Guevara was supposed to be on Impact tonight, and due to creative differences or whatever the fuck you want to call it,
got pulled.
It ain't happening.
Got pulled from Impact.
Well, at least we got the Tony ad though.
Any idea what he was supposed to do or who he was supposed to be involved with?
I don't know for sure now.
All right, let's hope the internet's wrong.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, well, especially when it comes out of Meltzer's mouth.
So it was reported from Slam Wrestling.
Yeah.
But was also like it was pretty much semi-confirmed by both Fightful and PW Insider.
That's why I was saying.
So
that's
yeah,
where I saw that. I saw it first from Fightful.
Yeah, well, it came from Slam, and Fightful followed up. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next couple of weeks, because I mean, Sammy shouldn't be on AEW television anytime soon.
No, because he
said he needed to go away for a while.
Yeah, so he'll be off camera for a while. That's probably why he was going to Impact.
Yeah, I mean that was the whole setup, in my opinion.
Yep.
But now that you're not going to Impact, what are you going to do? Other thing I thought of.
Well, maybe cooler heads. Maybe there's some cooler heads, but except for the fact that, well, I guess Impact doesn't tape as far out anymore. So maybe there's some cooler heads and he comes back the next tapings. I don't know, but
yeah, but I mean that would be like a month from now.
Ship's probably sailed.
Yeah, I think the ship on that is sailed. I don't think it's happening now. But the other thing I thought of before the whole Impact talk started, I wondered if Guevara went over and did some tapings in LA for New Japan Strong. Because I mean, Mox and Kenta on the 26th, as far as I know, was taped in December. So like they taped that match like ages ago. But
you gotta figure Mox dropped
venue, so no spoilers are getting out.
You gotta figure Mox dropped the belt there.
I don't know if he did.
Poof. He's held that belt for so long with hardly any defense.
Yeah, but at the same token, if Moxley was this important to New Japan to bridge this gap between these two companies to work together, maybe they want Moxley to keep the title.
True.
So, like, all eyes are going to be on New Japan Strong on February 26th. I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't really go out of my way to watch that show. Not because I don't think I'd enjoy it, but just because I'm kind of wrestled out by Friday night at 10 o'clock.
Is that on New Japan World?
Is so that much fucking yeah, it's New Japan World. There's just, to me, I've watched so much wrestling throughout the week for my job already.
Yeah.
Like, by the time I get to Friday, like, SmackDown's the only wrestling show I don't have to write about. So, like, after SmackDown's over, I'm just kind of spent. I'm just like, enough wrestling.
Yeah, there's so much to watch. I just can't even get Dark in anymore. There's just so much to watch.
I will sadly admit I haven't seen Dark in like a month.
It's too much to watch. It's hard to get it
because I've heard the commentary that -1 has done on commentary with Excalibur and Taz has been hilarious.
Is he on every week? Is he on every week?
I know he was on at least 2 weeks in a row. I don't know if he's been on lately.
The whole show?
I know like for like a match or two. But I heard he was great. And he was telling Excalibur to shut up and Taz was popping. And so, but yeah, I would love to watch Dark. I don't feel like I have the time anymore.
No, I don't either.
Especially since this is my job now, right? Writing about professional wrestling is my job. And Dark isn't a requirement for me to watch because someone else on the website covers Dark. So I just haven't seen it. I haven't seen it in like a month. Haven't had time.
It's 2 hours long. It's hard to fit in.
Yeah.
When you want to, there's other things that I want to do, and
I watched the first round of the women's tournament on Monday.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's only an hour.
Yeah.
It's not like 2.5 hours every freaking week.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what can you do?
Main event, Rich Swann, Tommy Dreamer on Dreamer's 50th birthday. Tremendous main event on maybe Dreamer's last main event pay-per-view for a major company. Who knows? But as I said on the show last week, expect it to be a hell of a match, and don't be surprised at the result. And that's basically what happened. But unless Dreamer's got double joints in his hands and kayfabe that finger, ooh, that looked ugly.
That was nasty.
That looked ugly. But he's a tough son of a bitch. pour some water on it, pop it back in. Let's go back to work. But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he could kayfabe that. All the shit he's done over the days. Maybe that just pops out real easy. I don't know. Either way, it did the job for us watching at home, didn't it, Matt?
We'll bet.
So Rich Swann gets the win. A great main event, though, wasn't it, Matt?
Yeah, I thought it was
Very
a good
entertaining.
main event. I knew what the outcome was going to be.
Yeah.
And honestly, when I know what an outcome of a main event is going to be ahead of time, I kind of, for some reason, I just can't invest into it as much as I'd want to. Like, I knew there was no way in hell Dreamer was going to win. So, but I mean, yeah, it was still a good match.
After the match, also no surprise, Moose comes and attacks them both. The show ends, or does it? When all of a sudden we see New Japan announcers talking, and the announcement that Finn Juice is coming to Impact on Tuesday. How about that, Matt?
Dude, when the video first started airing, I didn't realize it was for Impact.
I didn't either. I thought something else was
like,
starting
is this
up.
an advertisement for another fight event coming soon?
Yeah,
because it aired after after the Impact it aired after the Impact logo.
Because I watched
the anthem line at the bottom.
Yeah, I watched it on Fight as well, and I shut it off. I shut it off in the middle of it, thinking it was the next show or something, or an ad for another show. I shut it off. I didn't know what it was till I saw it on Twitter 5 minutes later.
Yeah, I watched it and I'm like, was this for Impact?
Yeah.
I was confused, and I went to Twitter and saw that it was, and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, and even better what we get later on, but we'll get to that in a minute. First off, we kick things off with what we talked about earlier. Josh Alexander, TJP, tremendous match, and a lot of the internet heaping praise as well from the likes of Gail Kim to a lot of the peers in the locker room on Twitter as well. Very well deserved, because that was a hell of a match between TJP and Josh Alexander. Josh Alexander having a hell of a week.
I think that might have been one of the best TV matches I've seen this year so far.
Man,
in terms of like a one-on-one contest.
Yeah,
I thought they killed it.
Yeah, I mean, we might have to put a little bookmark on that for a Marquee Award, But
yeah, I don't know if we'll remember it 10 months from now with the year of matches we're probably going to get.
Yeah,
with all these companies working together, but damn, on a random Tuesday night,
yeah,
that was a hell of a good match.
Yeah. We got some more X Division later on. Before that, though, Hernandez tracks down Myers to collect the rest of his money. He was claiming that Myers was dodging him. We have Hernandez and Cardona one-on-one tonight. Same thing. Half up front, gets the rest when he beats Cardona. So Hernandez got some dollars, and Falaba shows up. Falaba has a gambling problem.
I miss him when he just said "bah."
Fala wanted some money from Hernandez so he could play more blackjack at Swingers Palace. And then Hernandez said, "Hell no, you're just going to lose it." And Fala said, "How about 20? I'll make it 40." And Hernandez said, "Well, how about I'll give you 10, you make it 20. And hilariously, James Storm on Twitter said that, well, you just lost that 10, Hernandez. And sure enough, he did. X Division action, 4-way dance, Daivari Suicide, Trey Miguel, and Willie Mack, with Trey Miguel getting the win. And Trey Miguel heading to the back, coming through the doors, and look who's waiting but Sami Callihan, just waiting to take a couple more digs at him as they continue to sow the seeds of that feud. In Scott D'Amore's office, Ace Austin wants his X Division title shot, and D'Amore says, well, we're going to have a 6-man tag next week. The winners will then meet in a triple threat, and the winner of that triple threat will get a title shot. Hernandez took on Matt Cardona. Cardona comes out on top with that. Cardona doing a post-match interview talking about Myers, and
he was shooting, brother.
He was shooting. Was he shooting?
Shooting.
With no work? And what's his nickname? Bad Mood Brian.
Bad Mood Brian. Not
Somebody-
bare minimum Brian right now. He's Bad Mood Brian.
I don't know who said it. I don't know if it was Demore or it might have been Penzer. I know his name. I just fucked up early on. David Penzer. It said it was like the best nickname in wrestling right now. Bad Mood Brian. Brian didn't like Myers didn't like what Cardona had to say interviewing by Gia there, and while him and Hernandez attacked Cardona, and then Eddie Edwards made the save. Yeah, I just wish I like seeing these two guys feud. Knowing that they're best friends and such in real life. Kayfabe's dead.
Shut up!
But yeah, just not knowing he's signed, it's kind of tough, to think long term on this. We got a paid ad from Tony Khan where there's a belated Valentine's gift for Kenny Omega tomorrow on Dynamite, and somebody goes, "Is it Kota Ibushi?"
Yeah, I doubt that.
Yeah. I wonder what it'll be though, Matt. Any guesses?
I would assume it will be. I'm assuming that it's going to be them announcing who he will defend his championship against at Revolution.
It's such good shit.
It could very well be him. I don't know.
I watched as I was going to sleep last
I think
night.
they'd be better off doing a triple threat or something. So if Moxley isn't getting the title back, he doesn't have to be pinned.
Yeah, with who?
Lance Archer, Kenta, Eddie Kingston.
Oh man,
I don't know. There's plenty of people you could throw in there.
Omega, Kenta, and Moxley. Fuck me.
I think that'd be pretty dope.
Speaking of Moxley, I hadn't watched anything by this fine gentleman in a while, so I popped in Chris Van Vliet's interview with Renee Paquette last night. That was a damn good interview there. I think it was from a couple weeks ago. It's always fun listening to Renee cuss, and she cusses a lot on this interview. Really good interview. Really good interview. I subscribe to her channel too to listen to her new podcast, which has had obviously, I believe John's been on. I think I know she said he's always the backup plan if she can't get a guest. CM Punk has been on. I know, so that'll be definitely one to check out. Nevaeh trying to decide what the future should be as she continuously gets pinned and being the losing factor for the team with Havoc. When Tenille Dashwood shows up and is trying to pitch herself as Havoc's new partner, Nevaeh says, "Well, screw you. I'll challenge you to a match." Reno Scum enters the Impact Arena as they take on Finn Juice. And after Finn Juice gets the win, the Good Brothers come out. And they say they love when some young boys come to pop the territory. Because, of course, they were the young boys when the Good Brothers were in Japan, weren't they? So they invited him out for some drinks, and Finlay said, "Oh yeah, as long as Anderson isn't passed out in his own urine by midnight." Good stuff between those guys, huh? We gotta have a match between these two teams, don't we? We gotta.
Eventually, you would certainly think so.
We gotta. Next up is what I like to call Wrestle Bar. Rohit Raju upset at Shera for costing him the title match on Saturday when he bumps into James Storm and spills his beer. That's just a kiss of death, ain't it, Matt?
Sorry about your damn beer.
And Saban goes, Storm doesn't lose any bar fights, and he knows every bouncer in here. Storm tips the bouncer and apologizes and clocks Rohit with a beer bottle, and they're getting ready to leave, but Swinger talked him into going to Swinger's Palace where there's some cheap booze, and then Swinger steals the tip from the bartender on the way out. What a Mizark. And Falaba came in with his $10 and lost immediately, and then he had to get escorted out. Then we got the great line from James Storm talking about a couple of gentlemen from TNA's past. Oh man, that was a great line, by the way. If anybody was a fan of the business of the biz back in the day, anybody that was a fan back in the day, they popped, right, Matt?
I must have missed the line.
Oh, about Chris Harris and
He brought up Chris Harris again?
no, in that segment.
He brought up Chris Harris very early in that segment when
Yeah.
they were still at the bar.
Well, they were all basically, yeah, it all blends together. You know.
Okay, I thought you meant he said something after Falaba
No,
left.
no.
Okay. All right. I was confused. I was like, wait.
I was basically melding the two segments together.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Sorry. I was confused
Sorry
about your damn confusion.
Tennille Dash.
Thoughts on Suicide being the residential Impact jobber in 2021?
Well, it is Caleb with a K, so. I am very convinced it's him based on how he's moving in the ring. But yeah.
I haven't seen enough of Caleb with a K wrestling to tell you if it's him or not.
I just watch. Go watch a NWA Power match. Tennille Dashwood beat
Into the
Nevaeh.
fire!
Man, I miss that show.
Into the fire!
I miss that show, and now there's nobody left but Nick Aldis.
Yeah, I know, like, they're losing people left and right.
Dummy.
I literally, besides Aldis and Thunder Rosa, I don't know who they're going to have left when they finally start back up again. If they ever start back up again.
Aaron Stevens and Trevor Murdoch, I think, are still there.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, because they put the tag titles on Sandow when they had Storm and Drake drop them on that wrestling show that nobody bought on pay-per-view.
Was that Sandow and question mark?
No, it's like TJ Drake or something like that. Like a name I've never even heard of won them.
And then
I only know this because I had to write about Eli Drake's Eli Drake's NXT debut.
Dummy.
And I went and looked up when what the last thing he did with NWA was, and I saw it was him and Storm dropping the tag titles in November on one of those stupid shitty primetime wrestling shows that nobody watched.
Oh, I can't imagine anybody paying $8 to see that.
Like, there's so much wrestling on TV right now for free. Who the fuck's gonna pay for that?
And
dummies, yeah.
Dummy, yeah.
Aaron Stevens and J.R. Kratos.
That was close.
He's so well known, he doesn't even have a Wikipedia page. Stevens will probably just steal it from him and give it to question mark whenever NWA comes back. And Trevor Murdoch is your North American champion, whatever they call it there. Is it the North American champion or something like that? I think
so. Yeah, something along those lines.
Yeah. Let me talk to you. Susan wanted to fight Jazz, and Deanna and Kimber calm her down.
Shut up, Susan.
Quit being a Susan. And
I want Susie back.
Deanna trying to get D'Amore to get them a knockouts tag title shot. D'Amore says that's a good idea, but you got to beat Jazz and Jordan Grace first. The winners then will get Fire and Flavor. We all know who's probably winning that one, considering the tag champs are heels. Old school.
I want to see. This is what I wanted to see in the first place.
Oh yeah.
Was this match? So I'm looking forward to
And main event, Old School Rules, Moose against Tommy Dreamer. And with Moose getting the win there. Next week on Impact, Diener and Jake something in a tables match. Black Taurus, Chris Bay, Ace Austin, taking on Willie Mack, Trey Miguel, and Josh Alexander. The winning team then will get a triple threat match for the number one contendership for the X division. And then the Knockouts tag match we just talked about. BTE talking to, what is Scorpio hurt, or is he just focusing on his show now?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Talking about $15,000 Jordans. What the? It's got to be fake, though. I mean, if they're dirty and the guy's wearing them, it can't be real, right?
Some people don't have any value of money.
That's true. Matt Hardy's not answering the private party calls. He's a little mad.
Fuck Matt Hardy.
Silver.
Can't wait till he gets to TV tomorrow and realize he signed the wrong contract.
I can't wait to see what's on that contract.
He's freaking still bragging about it today on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
So I retweeted it and said, "Big Money Matt doesn't watch the product."
Silver and Reynolds. Well, Silver thought he was talking to Sting and Darby Allin. No, it was Luther and Serpentico.
Like, how could you get that mixed up, guys?
Well, it's Johnny Hungy. So what do you expect? Luther doing his best Sting imitation, the singer Sting from U2. You know. Speaking of Serpentico, Brian Cage shared his or Impact, or I don't know if Impact shared it or if Brian shared it or Impact shared it and Brian retweeted it. Impact or Brian Cage's Impact debut was against Serpentico. He was unmasked, generic jobber guy that just got killed by Cage, but that was kind of interesting. I liked Cage's comment on the video. He's like, I see this guy around from time to time. Oh man. Then we got some kind of battle between the Latinas and the Dark Order with the defector of Alex Abrahantes. Oh boy. And I swear to God, Sammy has worn that same shirt like the last 3 BTEs. They must film a lot of these in advance.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I would imagine there's nothing wrong with filming shit ahead of time though. Get shit in the can.
That is good advice, Matt. Get shit in the can.
You know what I mean, damn it.
You don't want people to have to pick it up. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I don't know. More fun with the Dark Order. For some reason, Five's answering emails. Anna. And I don't know why people are dancing for Nia Jax. See, I can't get names right today. Nyla Rose and Vicky Guerrero, the nun versions of Nyla Rose and Vicky Guerrero. I don't know why people are dancing for them, but yeah. And then
I didn't understand that segment at all.
And then we make fun of Cutler falling asleep everywhere. I did not realize that was Cutler at first because he always like has the hood on and is always sleeping. At first, I thought it was Peter Avalon they were making fun of, but no. And Sammy Guevara saying he's not defending the BTE belt on BTE. He's going to defend it on his vlog. So did he defend it on his vlog this week? I haven't watched it yet.
He did, and unfortunately, 10 was replaced by why can't I remember her name? The alien.
Statlander?
Yeah, Chris Statlander, thank you. She was wearing 10's mask, and she won.
Oh.
And then they were like, "Wait, you're not 10." And they took the mask off, and it was Chris Statlander. And Sammy's like, "Oh, it's a disqualification. I keep the championship." Type of thing. So I was like,
"Oh, really?
Yeah,
lame. Give me the views.
We need some motherfucking views."
NXT,
I bet you got a lot of views this week when everybody thought he had heat.
Yeah. I hope he doesn't, because I love the guy. But goddamn, you gotta.
I hope he doesn't either. And I hope it was like a telephone story that got out of hand. But who knows?
Because you can't really also be picky at this stage of your career either.
Yeah.
Especially with something as big as a crossover like this.
I'm with you, brother.
Private Party wasn't picky, and it has been big for them. Big money. Oh, did you see Matt Hardy's tweet about the new Kari bot?
No.
Oh, he's bragging about this new expensive Kari bot. So I replied to him. I go, "Oh, you better make the contract 40% now." NXT Takeover Vengeance Day happened on Valentine's Day, and Jesus Christ, Matt, what a show, huh? Top to bottom, not a dud in the house, was there?
Such good shit.
It's such good shit.
I got the Vince one, but I got to go switch. See how quick I can do it here.
This is such good shit. It's such good shit.
If I'm quick with the mouse, I can switch pages on the old soundboard pretty quickly. We kick things off with the women's final in the Dusty Cup. Raquel Gonzalez, Dakota Kai against Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart. And again, this was a hell of a start to the day. The ladies got 18 minutes and definitely set the tone, set the bar high, set the tone for what was to be a very tremendous takeover. And maybe a surprise to some, maybe not, with Raquel and Dakota getting the win. Raquel getting the pin as she's just been pushed to the moon. And might be the next. She might be the one to dethrone Io the way they're building her up, considering Io retained, unless a certain wife of John Morrison, shows up and challenges Matt.
Well, she signed.
She signed.
I don't understand why she's going to NXT.
Don't know.
Whatever.
So,
just to me, with her husband on the main roster, it just made sense to fast track her right to Raw and put them together.
Yeah, put them together and get him away from Miz.
Miz shined on Monday without Morrison there.
He did.
Absolutely shined.
And you could recreate what they did in Lucha Underground with the Worldwide Underground when it was Morrison and Taya and PJ Black and Jack Evans. That was a hell of a stable in Lucha Underground.
Yeah, they ain't gonna do that. If they didn't even want to do a Bullet Club reunion, they sure as fucking gonna do anything from Lucha Underground.
Well, no, I'm not saying copy what they did. I'm just saying have something similar. I mean, they sure as hell ain't getting PJ Black and Jack Evans over. I mean, so. But Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai get a challenge for the tag titles. Whoever may be holding them, whenever they're going to be doing that, I don't know if it's going to be. I have a feeling Naomi and Lana are going to win them, and then it's going to be Raquel and Dakota taking on Naomi and Lana. You never know.
It would not surprise me to see that Lana and Naomi are transitional champions for Dakota and Raquel.
Yep. The next match was quite possibly right behind me there. The match of the evening, quite possibly is going to could stand the test of time to be a marquee for match of the year in NXT. Johnny Gargano and Kushida was just amazing, wasn't it, Matt?
Dude, I didn't think there was a bad match on the show.
No, but
so I thought everything was really good. And I know some people complain that the women's triple threat match wasn't that great, but I thought it was a good match. I didn't like who won.
It was
but
probably.
I still thought it was a good match.
If you're gonna say like what was the least of the 5, you would probably say the triple threat, but it still was good. But
it would have been longer if the table wouldn't have broke.
I mean, come on. I mean, Tony's strong. I mean, come on. Wade Barrett saved that.
Wade sold that shit.
He fucking
MSK smashed it up earlier.
He fucking was quick on the trigger on that one. That was well done by Wade there to do that, because man, that was a good save. Dude, this is definitely, in my opinion, I think this is going to eventually still stand up and be a nominee for match of the year. This was how good Kushida and Gargano was. Go back and watch it again if you need to. If you haven't watched it, what the fuck are you doing? Go watch it again. But man, it was good. And even more impressive, the way didn't get in the way, pun intended. Well, they might have in the beginning, but old Dexter Lumis got the chloroform out and took out Austin Theory, and then took over his Twitter account, which is even funnier. He started editing his Twitter profile and posting on Twitter. That was kind of funny. And then the girls went to look for him after that. So it was a true one-on-one match, which Gargano won clean. Which was even better considering he's a heel and does, a lot of cheap things recently too. So this definitely, to me, going to stand up in the match of the year category. I would assume Lumis probably going to be up next for the North American title based on what he's doing there. Matt, makes sense, right?
I guess I'm not really interested in seeing it. I would like to believe that Gargano and Kushida aren't done, but I mean, he beat him clean.
He did.
So, I'd rather would have had interference. So, I felt like there would have been a reason to continue, but I mean, he beat him clean now, and I'm just like, so.
God, I wanted Kushida.
It's another thing. Yeah, I wanted Tony to win, and I wanted Kushida to win.
Yeah.
And those are the only things that prevented me from saying this was the perfect takeover.
Moving on.
Because to me, I here's something that irks me. I heard Bully get on his little soapbox on Busted Open this week.
He's been on a soapbox a lot lately.
Yeah, well, he had the nerve to say that wrestling fans shouldn't have the right to say they didn't like a show just because they weren't happy with who won. And I think that's bullshit. Because to me, half of loving wrestling is seeing the people that you want to win.
WrestleMania 30 made the whole show with that story of Daniel Bryan.
Agreed. Yeah. So I don't want to hear the fact that just because I can't say that I didn't enjoy the show. Look, if a wrestling fan who wanted everybody to win that didn't win on Sunday, and they said I didn't like the show because nobody that I wanted to win won, I'd be like, yeah, okay, I get that. I totally understand that. How is that not an argument and a leg to stand on? I think if your favorites don't win any, if you picked your favorites out of every match and in all 5 matches your favorites didn't win, I completely understand if you didn't like that show, no matter how good the in-ring work was from bell to bell.
Yeah.
Come on, Bully. Stop being a douche.
Great. He's gonna block you now.
Don't say that. I don't need Bully Ray coming after me on Twitter.
Men's.
Look, I love Bully, but sometimes his opinions, I'm just like, come on, dude. Come on.
Men's final, the Dusty Cup. MSK, GYV. My God, was this good? A couple of clashes in styles. Some ground and pound brawlers against the high flyers, and it didn't matter. They still worked very well together. MSK continuing to impress since they debuted in NXT.
Triple H is just listening to the show and is like, I'm going to keep making sure Matt's wrong. And I'm going to keep pushing MSK.
He's
to the
gonna
top
make.
of the division.
I'm gonna make sure JB's right. Because I picked these guys to win it all from the beginning until Ciampa and Thatcher got put in there, and then I'm like, oh, I guess I'm gonna change my pick, and I shouldn't have changed my pick because my original pick was MSK.
I really didn't think they were going to let them win this tournament.
And I predicted they would. Just because
But do you think they're going to go all the way? Do you think they're going to beat Lorcan and Birch?
It's time to
win the tag titles.
Yeah, because Lorcan and Birch are doing nothing with those tag titles.
But at the same token, how nothing are they if they don't have the tag titles? Like, I feel like the tag titles are the only thing keeping those two relevant right now.
And they're gonna go back to
They're gonna go back to 205 Live, pal.
Done lost. We have no sign of Pat McAfee right now because he's a busy guy. Yeah. MSK is going to win the titles. If it wasn't the original plan, it's the plan now.
It's the plan. MSK to win everything. Just so Matt can be wrong.
Somebody told me what MSK probably stands for, which even makes more sense than what I came up with.
Oh, lay it on me.
Marijuana smoking kids.
That works. I like yours better.
Men who smoke kush.
Yeah. But yeah, that you're probably right there. It's one or the other. Like, the fact that they refuse to reveal what MSK stands for, it's one or the other.
You already know.
Absolutely one or the other.
Somebody said this on Twitter during this match. It's like, oh, looks like the Doomsday device on the outside's the new apron spot. It's starting to happen all the time.
I feel like the Doomsday device is just a new transition spot, and I hate it.
Well, no, on the outside. It's being used on the outside all the time now.
But I see the Doomsday device being used constantly, not just on the outside.
Yeah.
Like, I see the Doomsday device being used everywhere, and I hate it because simply, like, that to me is like the greatest tag team finisher of all time. And now fuckers are just using it and like it means nothing. And like that, to me, that just kind of bugs me. But
I'd be remiss if we did not bring up the brilliant open to Takeover by Josiah Williams, by the way.
Yeah, it was a fun open.
And speaking of Josiah Williams, his Cameron Grimes song. That's good. Old Cameron Grimes, he
Cameron Grimes.
Dude, Cameron Grimes. He invested in some GameStop stock apparently. He's rich now. Dude, oh man, this is good. I'm laughing my ass off. And in a month he's going to invest it in something and just be flat broke. Guaranteed. He's going to be flat broke within a month, but it's going to be funny as hell. I enjoy it. I love Cameron Grimes. It's a great character. This is even better. That now that he's rich and he's going to lose it all. And I can't wait till Wednesday. I'm going to see what they do with this thing. I'm excited. I know you're not as high on him as I am, but it's funny. To me, this is.
It's such good shit.
To me, he's just a joke character.
Good wrestler,
that's my
though.
thing. Like,
He's had good matches, though.
I just can't take him seriously.
Yeah.
But it's fine. People find him entertaining. People think he's funny. So yeah, it's fine. I don't fault anybody for liking him. He's just not for me. So
triple threat match, Io Shirai, Mercedes Martinez, Toni Storm. Went about 12 minutes there with Io getting the retain. Now, we both picked Toni Storm, but as soon as it was announced that Taya Valkyrie, which WWE hasn't officially announced that either yet, right?
No, the only signing they've officially announced is LA Knight. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to that in a minute. Yeah, so as soon as Taya got announced, I'm like, oh, I bet Io retains and Taya shows up at Takeover. That didn't happen, but maybe she shows up tomorrow on NXT. Maybe. We'll see. Backstage, we got
Dummy. Yeah.
Yeah. My boy. If you've been listening to the show, you know, one of my personal favorites for a long time. Let me talk to you. As on the kickoff show, Sam Roberts and Wade Barrett and Brandon somebody, I can't remember his last name, from Barstool Sports. They were talking, and all of a sudden a familiar voice interrupted.
Dummy. Yeah.
Let me talk to you. Wade Barrett's face lit up because the two were in NWA together not too long ago. L.A. Knight. I don't like the name, but hey. Everybody keeps telling me the wrestlers pick their names. Well, I think they get a list of names and they pick
Yes, and I believe that somewhere there is camera footage of Eli Drake running down a list of WWE names and going, Eli Drake, L.A. Knight. Okay, this is the only one that actually fits my actual gimmick. I guess I'll go with this.
Knight. Yeah. L.A. Knight. Yeah. I mean, it could have done Eli Knight. That would have worked.
Yeah, Eli Knight would have been a lot better, in my opinion.
L.A. Knight. My first thing came to my mind was, are we combining two 90s shoes, L.A. gear and British Knights?
To me, as I told you before we started recording, the NHL immediately came to mind. As for some reason, my brain merged the Los Angeles Kings with the Las Vegas Golden Knights.
Yeah.
So when I heard his name, I immediately thought of hockey.
Dummy.
And I don't know if that's really what WWE wants me to be thinking about when it comes to Eli Drake.
Yeah, I put this on Twitter immediately when I found out LA Knight. Well, I think Sean Ross Sapp had said LA Knight's his name, which was like a half hour before.
Well, the thing is, I
the
was
news
writing,
broke. The news
I was,
broke
yes,
right
when
the news broke right before the pre-show.
Well, yeah. Here's the funny thing: after the news broke, I was writing the article about him signing with the company, and the pitch in my entire article is I was talking about, will WWE make Eli Drake change his name? Well, as I was going to look for his Twitter account, I found it, and he already had the name L.A. Knight as his name on Twitter. It's like at Eli Drake, but his name was L.A. Knight, and I'm like, that's weird. And so I went to his Instagram to post one of his photos from there to put into the article, and then all of a sudden, there's freaking Eli Drake on my television at Takeover calling himself L.A. Knight, and I'm like, well, there goes half my fucking article, and I had to rewrite the damn thing. Son of a bitch.
I am happy that he's in NXT. Either that or AEW, I would have been happy with.
Well, Triple H put him over pretty heavily on the conference call, so I mean, I hope that means that he's got plans for him. So,
dude's been one of my personal favorites for a long time. We all know he's a hell of a talker. Good in the ring, obviously. Many championships. Sean Ricker, obviously, WWE in it, 2013 to 14. Then, of course,
dummy, yeah.
Let me talk to you. Really came into his own in the independents, which led to his hiring with Impact Wrestling in 2015. So they showed where he officially signs the contract with William Regal. Yeah. I hope we get a Facts of Life. We won't, because it was an Impact thing. We won't, guarantee it. Right?
Nah, I wouldn't guarantee anything anymore in pro wrestling.
Dummy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like two years ago, JB, if I'd have sat here on this podcast and told you, JB, in 2021, AEW, Impact Wrestling, and New Japan would all be working together, you would have probably kicked me off the show.
Been like, end
So-
call.
That would have been the end of the show. That would have been the end of Lost in the Midcard. You'd be like, all right, Matt, you're smoking some really
Matt's
really toxic glue over there, buddy.
Hey, JB, AEW is going to be working with, you know what I think? I think in New Japan and Impact are going to work with AEW.
Do ya?
Yeah. That's what I would have said.
And hell, NWA is going to be working with them too.
Dummy. Yeah.
NWA is working with NXT too. Oh man, and then you see today fucking Cody.
I wonder if ROH right now feels like that Virgil meme. You know, he's sitting there all alone at that WWE Superstar Virgil table and nobody's around him. I wonder if Ring of Honor feels like the Virgil meme right now.
Might be. And then Bleacher Report comes out today saying Cody is open to work with WWE on crossovers. That relationship is not bad. Obviously, they struck a deal with trademarks for each other. That relationship is not sour.
Yeah, Tony Khan actually commented on it too.
What did he say?
Well, I'm trying to see if I can find the direct quote here.
It would be more. I think it would be more AEW NXT than main roster, but that's just what I think.
When asked about potentially working with WWE and NXT, Khan replied, "They are more than welcome. As I've said, the forbidden door is open. Just come and knock. If they were to knock on the door, then I would certainly be willing to let them in."
That's truly the forbidden door now.
He stated that if NXT wanted to show up on Wednesdays to an episode of Dynamite the way DX did on an episode of WCW Nitro, he would gladly let them in.
It wouldn't shut the garage door.
Yeah. That would be fantastic.
Oh my God. Simulcast, like all of a sudden. Man.
See that? Look, as crazy as the wrestling world is right now, I can't see WWE joining in on this playground.
Not as long as Vince is alive.
I was just gonna say, as long as Vince is in charge of the company. Well, Vince, if you would shut up and let other people do the job that you're supposed to do, maybe your product would be better.
It was a stupid idea from bad creative.
Main event, Finn Balor and Pete Dunne. Boy, these guys beat the fucking piss out of each other, didn't they? I wonder if Balor can grab a fork by now. Pete Dunne was doing some nasty things to those digits.
I'll have to hope he has the mic. He'll be able to hold a microphone.
Right, he'll need a mic stand. Put a mic stand in. He can't even do the old guns, man. Mic stand in the middle of the ring for him tomorrow. Tremendous.
Well, he might have been able to do the gun pose. We don't know because Adam Cole super kicked him in the face.
Yeah, tremendous main event. Went 25 minutes. Fucking amazing. End was cool. Balor taking Dunn's mouthpiece out and drop kicking him right in the face and hitting the coup de grace into the 1916. I like that finale. That was pretty fucking good. Tremendous match there, as we all expected to be hard hitting and for the guys to just beat the shit out of each other. At the end of the match, Birch and Lorcan come out to beat up on Balor. Undisputed Era's music comes out. They make the save. They pose at the end. Undisputed Era doing their pose. Balor standing there with them side by side. And oh, Matt, there's the dreaded logo. Never trust the NXT Takeover logo, right? Boom. Now I expected Adam Cole, baby, to hit the super kick on Balor, because didn't I not say last week on the show, Matt, I expected Cole and Balor for the title next up? I did say that last week, didn't I?
I don't fucking remember. If you did, I'll give you credit. If you did,
I did.
more power to you. But I
did.
The only way I actually like this is if they're gonna do Balor and Cole at Mania.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
because when the fuck are you gonna do Takeover?
Yeah.
Mania's 2 nights. SmackDown's on Friday. Are you gonna do Takeover on a Thursday? Like,
no,
they need to. If you do it on the Thursday, when the fuck are you doing the virtual Hall of Fame?
You got to do Mania with these two guys involved.
Yeah,
Balor,
so
it's a big enough match to put on Mania.
I agree. That's why I'm saying if this is the plan that they're going to do Balor and Cole at Mania for the NXT title, this was the right direction to go in.
Yeah,
because you don't have two bigger names in NXT right now than Finn Balor and Adam Cole.
Check that tape last week. I said that's the next title feud. So I expected Cole to do something. I did not expect him to super kick O'Reilly, though. Holy fuck.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of the Undisputed Era breaking up before they ever get to the main roster. I don't like that at all. Yeah, I've told you 1,000 times, dude. I'm terrified for those other 3 guys.
Yeah. I'm terrified.
If Cole goes up there by himself.
I'm terrified of what they do. I'm terrified of what they would do with the Undisputed Era, though, on the main roster. I'm terrified to be like the Core. Oh, remember about Balor or Barrett was doing some Core jokes on the broadcast too on Sunday. That was kind of funny. Is there 2 R's in Core?
Oh.
I don't know if you caught that or not, but I don't even know what the discussion was, but the Core came up.
I caught his you're either Nexus or against us line.
Yeah, and then right after that.
And Beth buried him.
It was right after that, and he goes, "How do you spell core? Is there 2 R's in that, or is there 1 R in that?" Yeah. So I guess the era's over.
We don't know that. We don't know that for 100% certainty yet.
No, you could reform them
because Roddy didn't really make a choice Sunday night. Kind of just stood there like a dork.
You could. Well, he was shocked, wouldn't you be? You saw Cole super kicking Kyle. You killed Kyle, you bastard. I don't know. I say this could be patched up by Survivor Series time, main roster.
I just wish Adam Cole would go to AEW. Fuck it. I said it.
I know. We wouldn't
go be with the good doctor.
We wouldn't have Tapati anymore. That's the only bad thing about it, but
well, that was the only reason I didn't want to see Cesaro leave.
I know.
But I was very sad when he signed a new deal. I'm like, oh.
At least he's
Cesaro versus Kenny Omega.
He's getting pushed now, at least.
For now. We'll see how long it lasts until Vince gets bored of him again.
Well, at least Brian's doing the booking, some of the creative.
Brian's trying.
That rhymed. I think I said this on the show a few months ago that I had a feeling Brian was behind Uso's push too. I think Roman had probably a little bit to do with that too.
Brian's not stupid, man. Brian knows how to build talent.
He also knew that fucking Nakamura was pissing in the wind for so long.
Yeah, I still don't understand why that man wasn't in the Elimination Chamber. After essentially winning that gauntlet match and getting fucked over. Like, how he wasn't given like a spot in that chamber match was really fucking dumb to me.
Like we thought, oh shit. After that gauntlet match, we're like, oh shit. Like the push for Nakamura is happening, and then nothing happened.
Yeah, it pisses me off because I love Nakamura. I want to see good shit from that guy. So I don't like seeing the rug being pulled out from under him because he deserves better. All those guys deserve better. Nakamura deserves better. Cesaro deserves better. Like they all do. And I'm just worried that they're not going to get it in WWE. And look, if they're happy with the money, more power to them, man.
Yeah.
But to me, I just feel like you'd be a lot happier, enjoying your craft in AEW. But man, maybe that's just me. I don't know. To me, I'd rather make less money at a job that I love than make a bunch of money at a job that I hate.
Yeah, maybe they don't hate it. That
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Well, they probably don't hate it because of who they work with. Working with their friends and everything. That probably makes
they're
the
not
job
doing,
more
and right now they ain't doing nothing. They're doing a whole lot of nothing with no live shows. So
yeah, I'm sure a lot of them enjoy not having to worry about the live shows.
Yeah. Thanks to everybody who voted on our poll at LITMC Podcast. 61.5% gave it an A, 38.5% gave it a B. Not a single soul voted C, D, or F.
There you go.
Yep, it was tremendous, top to bottom. We'll see how it all shakes out on NXT tomorrow night or today as you're listening to the show. Dynamite from this week kicked off with pretty good TNT Championship match between Darby Allin and Joey Janela. Good.
I thought it was Joey Janela's best match in AEW.
Yeah, I'd agree. Considering that they haven't really pushed Janela at all, it was weird putting him in this match to begin with. But yeah, he looked really good in this match. With Darby Allin getting the win after 10 minutes here. Sam Guevara in the Inner Circle locker room and talking with MJF, and MJF kind of goaded Sammy into saying certain phrases, which MJF had recorded on his phone. Sammy got pissed off that he was being recorded, broke MJF's phone, and punched MJF in the gut.
Should have kicked him in the dick.
That would have been even better.
But look, unlike dumb Matt Hardy, who doesn't watch the product, Jericho has stated on several occasions on the show that he watches Dynamite every week.
Yeah, remember the towel thing?
Yeah. So, the thing is, why does MJF think that pulling this stunt was going to work when Jericho was just going to watch the fucking video back and see what he did? Yeah. MJF, you're not as smart as you think you are, buddy.
Cody and Big Shotty Lee Johnson defeated Pretty Peter and Cesar Bonani.
You don't have to call him Pretty.
Oh, I'm calling him Pretty Peter. Basically, Lee Johnson's first win in AEW. He got the pin too, and the Nightmare Family celebrated with him. He was 0-29 going into that, and Johnson thanked all of his trainers, Cody, Arn, Dustin, and even Brandy, which got a inquisitive look from QT
Fuck
Marshall.
You, QT. Fuck you, QT. He looked so butthurt.
Yeah. I like
butthurt.
I like
it was hilarious.
Yeah, I like the subtlety of sneaking that in there. QT's like,
Yeah, if you weren't paying attention, you didn't catch it.
Yeah.
But he totally looked butthurt.
Yep. I like it. We're gonna slowly build that into something. They met Bucks interviewed by Dasha. Good Brothers show up, and the Bucks wondering why the Good Brothers cost them the Battle Royale, and the Good Brothers said that they were there to screw the private of parties, and whatever, and that's where we learned Santana and Ortiz are going to take on the Bucks this week, which, as Matt said, our belief is that they're going to win and set up an Inner Circle tag team title match.
Yeah, because I think at Revolution, MJF is going to turn on Jericho with Santana and Ortiz, and they're all going to kick Jericho out of the Inner Circle.
Mm.
And MJF takes over the Inner Circle at Revolution.
Does Wardlow stick around still, or does he?
Wardlow's with MJF. He has to stick around.
I was gonna say, does he defect yet? Become the single star we know he's going to be?
Not yet. No, I don't think yet. There's going to be there's still going to be some time with that. But I think Santana and Ortiz retain and Revolution and MJF and them turn on Jericho.
I agree. I agree with Santana and Ortiz winning and then retaining. I agree with that completely. Hangman Page interviewed by Dasha, interrupted by Matt Hardy. He says he's got a bar all to themselves, tabs on him. And well, Hangman ain't going to turn that down. He's getting ready to leave, runs into the Dark Order. Awkward.
Poor Dark Order.
Yeah. At least 5 never found the torn up Valentine, because that would have been heartbreaking.
Matt Hardy is a douche.
Pac took on Ryan Nemeth, and Ryan's face when he was tapping out to the brutalizer. Classic. And he doesn't want you to make a meme out of it, but I think his brother even made a meme out of it, so it was good. It was hilarious. I hope Nemeth sticks around. I liked what I saw him the short time I saw him in House of Hardcore, so I think he's a good hand. I think he's a good hand, Matt.
Oh, he's all right. I
said good hand.
He's honestly somebody I would, if I never saw him again, I don't care.
I said he's a good hand. Chuck and Orange celebrating what they did at the wedding, drinking some champagne. I wonder if it's a little bit of the bubbly. Can we do something with Miro though? A little more meaningful with Miro, please.
That would be nice. I'm hoping by the end of the week it'll be. I mean, not by the end of the week. I'm hoping by the end of the year.
Could be by the end of the week.
He'll be at the top of. He'll be at the top of the of the company.
Inner Circle took on the Acclaimed. I tweeted to Max Caster last week, and I said, we need to get Anthony Bowens doing some rapping. And he goes, the man's got some bars. I'll make that happen. So let's see if that does happen. I'm very curious now to see if that happens. Oh, that was cool. I thought that was cool that Max replied back to me and said he's going to make that happen. So good match. Good little 10-minute tag match. The Acclaimed definitely impressive. Jericho with the Judas Effect to get the win. Sam McVara comes out with his own music. And Sammy reminded Jericho from December 9th that if one more thing happened with MJF, then he's done. And so he quit the Inner Circle. And where did he leave? Where did he exit out of, Matt? Where did Sammy leave? He left out of the babyface tunnel.
By God.
I love it. I love how I love how that's a thing. So Sammy, Alex Marvez catches up with Sammy, and Sammy says he needs some time away from this place so we can focus, which we've already talked at length about Impact and the stuff that happened there, and apparently there's no heat. So we're at the bar with Hangman and Big Money Matt, and Paige is drinking heavily, and Matt has a contract. Take 30% of Paige's wages. I just came up with that. Paige's wages. And
you didn't even know it's Silent Bob.
And I don't know what Matt was doing. I don't know if Paige distracted him. I can't remember, but
Matt Hardy was too busy talking into the camera.
Oh yeah,
about why he was there to document.
Oh, that's right.
The signing.
Yeah,
and while he was rambling at the camera, Paige switched the contracts.
Paige had his own contract in his pocket, which we do not know what it says yet. We'll probably find out on this week's Dynamite. That was good. I like that. Old Page out smarting Big Money Matt. What do you think? Any guesses, Matt?
I'm hoping he gets Private Party out of there. Gets Private Party out of their contracts.
He
Or
still owes them $12, by the way.
Or maybe he's gonna start earning 30% of what Matt Hardy makes. Which would be fucking hilarious.
He still owes them $12, by the way.
Oh well.
Sting interviewed by Tony, but that interview didn't last long as they cut to Team Taz dragging Darby Allin in a body bag tied to a car. That was I bet that was fun for Darby. I bet he's probably going like, wee. Kenny Omega golfing badly. Alex Marvez interrupting him in his backswing, and I said on Twitter that'd be something Marvez would do, is interrupt someone in their backswing. Marvez liked the tweet too, by the way. And Omega completely with a bad chip shot out of the bunker, and then his cronies put it in the hole. And Omega then gave it to Marvez as a souvenir. First round of the women's eliminator tournament, Layla Hirsch against Thunder Rosa. With Thunder Rosa, no surprise there, moving on. Then we had some matches from Japan on that were aired on YouTube, on AEW's YouTube there. Jungle Boy confirms with Tony Schiavone that Marco Stunt is no longer kidnapped, so that's good. No more don't have to worry about Marco's hole anymore.
When were we ever worried about Marco's hole?
Well, he was kidnapped. You never know. This week
you were just looking for an excuse to play that damn sound effect.
I got another one now. This week's Dynamite, FTR takes on Matt and Mike Sydal. Mike Sydal's debut. So it'll be pretty cool to see the brothers teaming up. 8-man tag, Hangman and Matt and Private Party taking on Hybrid 2 and Chaos Project. Sting is going to call out Team Taz. Let's see what happens there. First round match in the Eliminator. Serena Deeb takes on Riho. Riho's first match on Dynamite in 11 months. Do you put Riho over here, or do you put over the NWA World Champion?
Who's the winner going to be facing in the semis?
I don't have the bracket in front of me, but let's see if I can find it.
Didn't the tournament start last? What was the match we had last week? I'm blanking.
Last week was Layla Hirsch and Thunder Rosa. Yeah, the winner will face Thunder Rosa. Almost makes sense to have Deeb win it.
Yeah, I would say Deeb.
Considering Riho's been gone for so long.
And why do Riho and Thunder Rosa right? That there's no rhyme or reason behind it.
Yeah, save that for later. That's a WWE thing to do, to throw it away that quickly.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do that.
We might get a Kanchi Britt Baker match. Ooh. I'm assuming Britt beats Anna Jay and Tay beats Nyla Rose. Or maybe Nyla. I don't know. I don't think Nyla would. I don't think both Nyla and Britt win. So I think Tay wins and Britt wins would be my guess. Or what if the friends have to face? It won't happen, but it would be interesting if Tay had to face Anna Jay. Anna.
See, I think. I feel like this is Britt Baker's tournament to win.
Yeah, agree.
So
it's gonna be Britt and Thunder in the finals on the U.S. bracket.
Unless they want to do Britt and Riho.
Yeah.
Then they might want to do that. So Britt could be like, I beat both. When she beats Sheetic, she could be like, I beat oh, dude.
Bro.
No, listen to this. They have Britt beat Nyla Rose in the second round. She beats Riho in the finals on the American side. She wins the whole tournament, whoever she beats on the Japan side, and she beats Shida. She becomes the champion and claims she went through the tournament and beat all 3 former AEW women's champions to win that title.
Makes sense.
The bragging rights will never end.
Oh, no. Makes sense.
So I think that's what they're going to do. I just thought of it. Book it. It's been booked.
And your main event, tag titles, Bucks, Santana Ortiz. SmackDown, it starts as how we usually start it, with Roman Reigns. And he's mad because Pierce wants to put him in the chamber to defend his title, and well, Roman got his way. So instead, we have 6 men in the chamber, and the winner will face Roman in the same night. And we'll get those competitors later on.
The baby got his bottle. Baby Roman.
Qualifying match between Ray and Dominic against Corbin and Zayn. I think the right guys went over there just because I want to see Sami Zayn in the chamber. I would care less about Corbin really right now, but he's not doing it for me lately. But I'm a fan of Corbin, just not doing it for me lately. But I like to see Zayn in there. So they got the win. Rude and Ziggler trying to get themselves in the chamber match, but Pierce says, not so fast, my friend. You'll face Cesaro and Daniel Bryan, and the winning team will go into the chamber.
Hold on a minute, player.
Yeah, hold on, player. I'm going to make a tag match. Big E talking about how the odds were against him, but much like Tom Brady on a boat parade, he was left standing. And he noted that Tom was wobbly. Yes, Tom was very wobbly. And then Apollo shows up, and Apollo wants to challenge Big E once again. Big E says, I've already done that. No, thanks. And says he's on to his next challenger, which was Shinsuke Nakamura, which ended in a DQ thanks to Apollo Crews. It seems like we've already played this out, except it was Sammy interrupting Apollo last time, right? So we're just rehashing the exact same story with almost the same people.
Yep.
Welcome back, Seth Rollins. His old music played. So, are we done with the Messiah? But no, he went back to his Messiah ways. Everybody was around ringside too. They were all excited for his return, but then realized it's the old Messiah. So everybody,
same old shit.
Actually, I like the Messiah, but anyways,
I hate the Messiah garbage.
I like it. And everybody,
You're the only person on the planet I know that likes it.
Well, good.
I guess you and Vince.
Everybody left, and they were tired of it, except for Cesaro. And Rollins is like, "Oh, you see the vision." And Cesaro's like, nah, I was just kidding. And that led to Rollins attacking Cesaro. So I'm all for a Rollins and Cesaro feud. Yes, please. And if they're continuing to push Cesaro, Cesaro will probably win that feud. I could see Cesaro winning that feud. But damn, that's going to be a good match. Claudio against Tyler. Right, Matt?
Yep.
I'm sure they clashed a few times in ROH. I got it right here.
I can't remember.
Hold on a sec. BRB.
What? What?
Got it. I got one right here. Ooh. Oh, this is funny. I pulled out a Tyler Black, God's Last Gift DVD, but I don't know if these came with the DVD or what, but they're kind of tied into it. Look at the camera. I got a Sting WCW card.
Out of a Seth Rollins Ring of Honor DVD?
I don't know why these are all tied together. And then I got a John Hennigan PWG Battle of LA card. They were all together with a Ring of Honor sticker.
I'm very confused.
Me too. Yeah, on this here, Tyler Black took on Jimmy Jacobs and Jack Evans. A lot of Tyler Black and Austin Aries. Tyler and Jimmy against the Briscoes. Tyler and Bryan Danielson from 2008. Here you go. Death Before Dishonor 2008. Tyler Black, Nigel McGuinness, Bryan Danielson, and Claudio Castagnoli. How do you say that his last name? Castagnoli? Castagnoli.
Yeah.
Yep. So Black, Castagnoli, McGuinness, and Danielson 4-way. Black and El Generico.
My God.
Yeah, this DVD does not suck. Black and Davey Richards. I didn't realize Davey Richards was an ROH.
Where he started, man.
I didn't watch it.
Davey Richards made his name in ROH before going to Impact.
I didn't start watching ROH until we started doing a show, so
That's crazy.
I didn't have access to it until Sinclair started doing the CW network. So then ROH was on channel 15, so to speak, on the cable.
The cable.
Bailey took on Liv Morgan, got the win there because once again, Billy Kay fucked up. Cesaro and Bryan interviewed, and Kayla Braxton wondering if Cesaro will be okay to go for their match, and Cesaro says he'll be ready, and Bryan goes, that dude is tough. Corey Graves tried to talk before Bryan could get his line in, and Cole gave him some shit about it. Otis and Gable lose to the Street Profits, reminding us once again, why the hell did they break up Heavy Machinery?
But
Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair had a little talkie when the tag champs interrupted, and then that's when we realize, they are not forgetting about. And they did not forget about it on Raw either. They actually made fun of it. Naomi did. That was even funnier. But they replayed my hole, and the audio was loud and clear, wasn't it, Matt?
she's fucked, dude.
Huh?
She's fucked.
What do you mean? Like she's pigeonholed to this her whole life?
Oh, yeah. This is it. Vince is going to latch onto this, and he's never going to let go. Enjoy it, Nia. This is your life now.
So this is probably going to lead to a tag team title match, or just a tag team match eventually. I'd assume. I don't know. I thought it was going to lead to a match that on SmackDown. I thought Teddy Long was coming out, but no. Then Elimination Chamber qualifying match. The Dirty Dogs taking on Cesaro and Bryan. Again, the right guys won, Cesaro and Bryan. So I'm very happy. I'm very excited with who's in the SmackDown Chamber, Matt. I like it a lot.
I like it a lot.
And as Pierce said, two guys didn't have to qualify, Jey Uso and Kevin Owens. So that rounded out your field of Uso and Owens, Cesaro, Daniel Bryan, Baron Corbin, and Sami Zayn. That's a hell of a chamber, isn't it, Matt?
I like Raw's chamber overall better.
I think SmackDown's going to give us a better match.
Probably. But to me, like the whole chamber for SmackDown's kind of pointless.
Yeah, because they're just going to get fed. They're going to be so weak.
They're just going to get fed. Yeah, they're just going to get fed to Reigns. And what's going to be even worse is Reigns is probably going to give whoever wins a competitive match, which is even dumber. So, whatever. I'd rather they just had Roman win the chamber match.
Miz TV kicks off Raw with Drew McIntyre. Miz wouldn't shut up, so Drew just headbutted him. Miz gets on the mic and says that he is quitting the Elimination Chamber match to just focus on his Money in the Bank briefcase. which adds a little interesting intrigue to it that, who's going to fill that last chamber spot? More on that later. Hurt Business took on Riddle, Dorado, and Metalik ahead of Riddle taking on Lashley at Chamber for the U.S. title. MVP legit hurt his knee in this match, which I'll get to more on later. Good guys get the win here. Miz talking to Adam Pearce, trying to get John Morrison into the match, as I completely forgot that it was all former WWE champions. At first, I thought it was just former world champions. Miz or Morrison was an ECW champion. So it was a world champion. So I'm like, oh, okay, it makes sense trying to get Morrison in there. At first, I thought it was going to be like maybe a Damian Priest would fill in, and then our buddy, a buddy of mine reminded me on Twitter. It's like, oh yeah, WWE champions. Because later on, Strowman is like, why the fuck am I not in this match? Well, more on that later, because Strowman's having some health issues. But he was a Universal champion, as Pierce had reminded him. But Pierce told Miz he would take Morrison into consideration. Bad Bunny talking with Mandy Rose and then watching Mandy leave, which I don't blame him. Wished him good luck on Saturday Night Live, which he will now bring will he bring the 24/7 championship out with him?
That's exactly why they did it. That's exactly why they did it. He's probably going to fucking lose the fucking 24/7 title on Saturday Night Live to somebody.
It's a truth. Bad Bunny, of course, Saturday Night Live on NBC, which is Peacock.
Yep.
Hello.
Exactly. Now you're getting it.
Now I'm getting it. What do you mean? I already got it.
Now you're playing with gas.
I'm cooking with oil.
Oil.
Tozawa beat up R-Truth, and then Damian Priest just smashed Tozawa's head into a crate and told Bad Bunny to pin him. So he did. So Bad Bunny, your new 24/7 champion. And once again, as we have said all throughout the podcast, Bad Bunny is doing a tremendous job in the celebrity role for WWE, enjoying it thoroughly. Kofi and Xavier go up to Pierce and say, hey, Kofi's a former WWE champion. Put him in the match. And so then Pierce makes the match Kofi versus Miz. Miz wins. Morrison goes in. If Kofi wins, Kofi's in. And then we get the whole thing with Charlotte and Lacey and Peyton and Asuka. And Lacey says, I can't. I'm pregnant. And they insinuate it's Rick's baby.
Woo! Woo! Woo!
was my reaction. I think that was the collective reaction of the internet, of the world, maybe. What the fuck are they doing? But then it turns out, well, Lacey's actually pregnant for real. So.
Calm down, Nachos. This is for reals.
Woo!
They played it off as if Rick's the daddy. Oh my God. But on the bright side, Matt.
There's a bright side.
No Lacey, no Charlotte. Because Lacey was going to beat Asuka, and it was going to be Lacey and Charlotte at Mania. Vince Logic was going to tell you that was how that was going to play out. And Charlotte was going to win the title for the 11th time or whatever.
I think it's more than that.
I thought she was a 10-timer.
No, I feel like she's past that.
But am I right?
Oh, like that? No, that was totally the direction. Like nobody's going to argue with that. That's exactly what they were going to do.
Do you count NXT on the count or no? And Divas?
I think they do.
Okay, so Divas is 1, NXT's 2, that's 3, Raw 4, so that makes 7, SmackDown's 5 makes 12. Yep, 12.
Woof.
Kingston and Miz, good little match there between the two. No surprise that Kofi got the win there to get maybe Kofi Mania 2, baby.
How about no?
I know. Randy Orton cutting a promo, got interrupted by Alexa Bliss sitting in a pentagram, which creeps some people out or pissed some people off or ruffled some feathers. Deal with it. I liked it. Good promo from Bliss. But I've not really hated much that Bliss has done lately with this whole thing. Showed some clips from Young Rock, which aired debuted tonight, Tuesday night. So go check that out. Interviewed Lana and Naomi made fun of some hole references. All the hole references you could fit in. I did not do that on purpose, by the way.
Oh, jeez.
Dummy, yeah.
Yeah, I did not do that on purpose, but hey,
I think you did.
I didn't. No. Shayna Baszler and Lana. Lana got some good offense in on here, but in the end, Shayna wins as she should with the cure foot clutch after 4 minutes. Then after that was the segment with Braun Strowman and Adam Pearce. And Strowman warns Pearce to tell Shane McMahon to make this right, because if not, Braun promises it's not going to be pretty around here. I after this, I got the feeling we might have Braun and Shane at Mania.
I don't know.
I just got that. I got that feeling. I got that feeling that Braun and Shane at Mania is on the cards.
That match isn't gonna be a good night.
AJ Styles and Omos talking about Kofi Mania and how it's not going to happen. I've been liking Omos and AJ have been they've been kind of, the chemistry between them is kind of growing every week to week. I'm kind of liking that, enjoying that. As AJ and Kofi kick off the gauntlet match, 10 minutes, Kofi taken out by AJ. Good start there, I thought. And then AJ and Drew went about 20 minutes, which was phenomenal, pun intended. With Drew taking out AJ Styles. Next up was Jeff Hardy, and Drew actually had a good little match between those guys, about 12 minutes. And at this point, McIntyre's been in the match 40 minutes, and I thought Cole was bullshit me when he said that. I'm like,
come on, don't bullshit me.
I'm like, no, McIntyre hasn't been in there 40 minutes, and I'm like, oh shit, he has been. Orton came out, but then got distracted by many faces of Alexa Bliss and got counted out. Then Sheamus shows up, attacks Drew from behind. They battle for about 5 minutes. Sheamus hit the brogue and got the win. And so Sheamus wins the gauntlet match, will enter the chamber at 6. And that's the end of Raw. Okay, Raw.
It was fine.
It was better than most. Not as good as it has been, but better than most. We'll just put it at that. Going into some headlines before we get to the chamber. And as we mentioned, Slam Wrestling reporting that Sammy Guevara pulled from Impact Wrestling tapings. Original plan was Guevara to work a short storyline at the tapings. And after quitting the Inner Circle, Guevara did not fly to Nashville and as scheduled and rescheduled to arrive just a few hours before tapings. Impact sources indicated that everyone had agreed to the planned ideas. Guevara then began texting Impact officials about different ideas and not wanting to do what was agreed upon. And at that point, Impact officials canceled Guevara off the tapings. Slam story states that Guevara has heat with AEW officials over the matter, and that Chris Jericho informed him to fly home after Guevara landed in Nashville on Tuesday. A majority of what had been planned. Guevara was going to be in the X Division 6-man tag, which would have led to the triple threat for the number 1 contendership. And that's why Black Taurus is already all of a sudden in it for next week, Matt. Because
I don't see why he would have had an issue with that.
yeah, I don't know why either.
That would have been fine.
Impact sources reiterated there's no issue with AEW and relations are golden. So that's good to hear. As soon as I saw that Guevara's plans have been replaced with Black Taurus, makes complete sense now. I bet he was probably going to lose the triple threat to Ace Austin because Ace Austin's going to win that.
Well, he didn't have to win the triple. He didn't even need to be pinned. The triple threat.
No.
He could have worked Ace Austin, and he didn't even have to freaking. He didn't even have to be pinned.
Yep, he would. They
Like,
would have won.
I don't understand.
Yeah, they would have won the 6-man, then had the triple threat. Ace Austin. I don't know who the other guy was, but yeah. Willie Mack maybe was on. No, I don't know. I forget now. Taya Valkyrie, longest reigning Knockouts champion in history, has signed with WWE. Will report to the NXT brand. PW Insider has confirmed with multiple sources. This was actually announced on Valentine's Day, literally hours before Takeover Vengeance Day had aired. Very big signing. So curious to see if she shows up on NXT this week. Very excited for that signing. Ring of Honor has announced that Kenny King has signed a new deal, as Ring of Honor has been re-signing people. They've been signing Rouge, Dragon Lee, and Bastilla del Ring to new contracts. Now they add Kenny King to that.
The Rouge is on fire.
Woo!
I don't know. I just felt like Flair fit in that. Kenny King's second stint with Ring of Honor since 2015. He was there previously from 07 to 12 too. Moving on. Impact Wrestling on Access. Go home show for No Surrender. Ratings slipped a little bit down to 153,000 viewers, down from 173 last week. Both NXT and AEW saw their audiences dip the past week. AEW went from 844 down to 741, while NXT went from 610 down to 558. And in the demo, ugly number for NXT, 0.12.
Look, they got their ass beat by idiots watching politics again.
Yep.
And I just don't understand. I don't understand everybody's fascination with watching that shit. I just don't fucking get it.
Nope. The election's over.
You can catch the Reader's Digest version on any fucking website on the internet at any given point. To sit there and watch that boring, tedious dreck makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Which we all knew he was going to get acquitted anyways, because we're not going to get into it.
That's the way freaking majority bullshit works.
Not going to get into it, but Republicans are spineless in that Senate. So, something happened Friday that we don't know about. SmackDown dropped by a lot.
They were still doing their shit on Friday. They didn't finish until Saturday. Normally when this bullshit happens, it's normally happening in the middle of the week, and it's affecting AEW and NXT. This week it affected SmackDown because they didn't finish up until fucking Saturday.
Down from 2.12 million to 1.88 million for SmackDown.
Like I don't get it, man. I just don't.
I did not realize this was not official yet, but Tony Khan has announced officially on the 10th of February that Big Shotty Lee Johnson officially signed to All Elite Wrestling.
Yeah, they announced it after he won.
Yep.
I think he's been signed for a while though.
Yeah, I would believe it.
I think it's one of those like, hey,
story. It's like little kayfabe,
Yeah, exactly.
Braun Strowman dealing with
brother.
Bloodstream infection. That does not sound like fun. You
Probably not.
Contracted the infection over last weekend, going IV treatments to eradicate it so he can return to action. He's lost 15 pounds over a matter of a few days, and feels like he's gained 50 pounds of water weight in his joints. And get well soon, Braun. Yeah. Moving on. Congrats to Keith Lee and Mia Yim. Mia said yes, as they are gonna get married. Gonna get married. Look at that big old rock on Mia's hand. Big old rock. Speaking of the Rock, Young Rock debuted on. Look at that segue. It's like I planned it or something, Matt. Young Rock debuts on NBC this Tuesday. Tuesday is 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central. Y'all know what it's about if you listen to the show, so I'm not going to go into that. But 11 episode first season, so that is all set and gone. Eddie Orlando and Carlos Colon have applied for the trademark of the Colon Dynasty. No word on Carlito yet. Word is he may be mulling over AEW possibly too.
Well, he commented today.
Did he?
He was very. It was very non-committal. I'll give you his quotes on what he said. Actually, I wrote about it. When he was asked about WWE about a WWE contract, he said, "Man, who knows? As of now, I'm open to whatever. I'm open to whatever kind of idea that's out there. Right now, I'm on my own. If a great opportunity comes to go back to WWE, I'm just open to whatever comes my way." When the guy then asked him, "Does that mean if AEW is on the table?" And he said, "I'm open to whatever, man. Whatever great ideas out there, I'm willing to listen and see if I fit in there somehow." So,
yeah.
Thanks for nothing, Carlito.
A lot of people working for WWE pissed off, not just wrestlers, even though that's another story. WWE had staffers and employees were informed that promotions and raises are not going forward, so that's fun. Stemming from
shitty as shit.
Stemming from the most recent earnings release, and then Vince doubled down on his third-party bullshit apparently as well, from what I hear.
Yeah, it's garbage. It's even worse than before.
Yep.
You promised you were gonna do something, Andrew Yang.
Yeah.
Now you need to fucking back up your fucking words.
Some wrestlers getting announced for WrestleCon 2021. First, WWE Hall of Famer Sergeant Slaughter was announced. Ted DiBiase later on also announced. As well as Ron Simmons. Damn! All announced for WrestleCon.
Bad idea.
Brock Anderson, Arn Anderson's son, applied for a trademark of his name. Apparently Casey Catanzaro did not learn from Steve Cutler getting fired, and posted an Instagram video of her being at a party without a mask.
Heard she was just at a restaurant.
It says a restaurant, yeah.
I heard it was a restaurant.
A lot of people criticized her for it, so she deleted her Twitter after that. So, I don't know. Either way.
Look, I couldn't tell you the last time I was at a restaurant, man. I order everything. If I'm getting food out, I'm getting it delivered.
Yeah.
Or going through a drive-through. Like I haven't sat at a restaurant in over a year now. So it's just the new way of the world. It's the new way of the world.
Another hip hop star plans to be a wrestler. Bow Wow says he is intending to train under Rikishi and work for the WWE.
Big Quiche. One blessed with the name of Quiche.
Next NXT class is set to report to the Performance Center on the 23rd. The women's triple threat match was supposed to go 20 minutes, but went home early because of the table spot.
Yeah.
No injuries to write about. Gargano's gear was inspired by the X-Men. And somebody had a field day at Adam Cole turning on Kyle O'Reilly, and his name was Pat McAfee. Internet wrestling community, I am now accepting your apologies in abundance. You are by far the dumbest group of humans on the internet. You could have never known your hero was a treasonous scumbag, but I knew it all along. Please use hashtag Pat was right in your apology tweets. I love Pat. I love Pat. Mr. Wade Barrett, Stu Bennett on the Twitter. A show where every single match felt like a main event. I have not seen that before in my entire career. Gobsmacked. The WWE NXT talent never cease to amaze me. They are the best in-ring competitors on the planet, and they reside on the black and yellow brand. That was Barrett's response to Takeover. Literally just a little while after the show went off the air. Gargano posted on Twitter, has anyone seen this man? He gets lost easily. We're all very concerned. Talking about Austin Theory. Kushida, one of the reasons why I signed with WWE was a match with him, Gargano. I lost something today, but gained much more from tonight's match. It is not a climax yet. The climax is still ahead of me. So yeah, Matt, you might be right. It may not be over.
We shall see.
Ring of Honor continuing to sign people. These two people actually were, I saw some people questioning why are these guys not signed yet, and well, here they are. Bandito and Flamita have been re-signed to Ring of Honor, and that has been done. I've been keep wanting to say I want to watch Ring of Honor, but I've yet to get to it yet. Double A Arn Anderson also announced for WrestleCon. And Ringside Collectibles has announced AEW's Unrivaled 5 is now up for pre-order. Go get your pre-orders in. John Moxley, Hangman Page, Kazarian, Scorpio Sky, Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, all in Unrivaled 5. MVP on crutches during last night's Raw Talk is traveling to that Birmingham, Alabama place, Matt.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
At his age, that could be the end of his career.
Could be.
So it really sucks.
And WWE PR tweeted that Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss will be on Peacock's Punky Brewster revival. No surprise, since Peacock and WWE are going to be joined at the hip next month. Elimination Chamber is this Sunday. 5 matches are on the cards, so to speak. But one's got a TBD next to it since Lacey Evans is pregnant. Is Asuka going to fight somebody?
They haven't really said.
Yeah, right now it's Asuka versus TBD. So, fuck, throw Taya Valkyrie in there. Screw it. Just bring her right up.
That would be a bad idea.
I know. Unless she wins.
Put Ripley in there.
Yeah, that'd be good. That would definitely get the internet a buzzing, so to speak. Triple threat match for the United States title. Bobby Lashley, Keith Lee, Riddle. God, they had Keith Lee into this to take it?
They were talking on Monday. Keith Lee might not be medically cleared to do this match, so I don't know.
Oh, that's not kayfabe?
I don't think so.
I thought it was kayfabe.
If it was kayfabe, he would have been on the show.
True, but they also are off the show sometimes to sell.
Not 6 days before pay-per-view.
Woo!
Well, then Riddle probably win then, huh? I think Lashley's dropping it regardless because I think they're going to bump him up to the main event status here.
Not in WrestleMania season.
You don't think so? Well, not immediately. I think eventually. Not immediately, but
They
eventually.
could do Drew and Lashley at Mania if they wanted to, but I mean, they would have to make sure Lashley didn't take the pinfall in this triple threat to move the title.
No, I'm not saying immediately, but the way they've been booking him lately, I think they're going to get him in the main event picture sometime in 2021. I'm not saying Mania, though. It didn't have to be Mania. SmackDown Elimination Chamber match. We got Jey Uso, Kevin Owens, King Corbin, Sami Zayn, Cesaro, Daniel Bryan. Who you got, Matt?
Probably Owens again.
Mm-hmm.
Should be Cesaro, but it'll probably be Owens.
I'm going to go Daniel Bryan.
That could be.
I'm going to go Daniel Bryan here. A little upsetty. He's been losing a little bit lately. Daniel Bryan. And, well, we all know who's going to win between Roman Reigns and the winner of the Chamber match. We already went over that. And the men's chamber, Drew McIntyre, AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy, Randy Orton, Sheamus, Kofi Kingston. I don't think there's much drama here, is there?
Not even a little bit, buddy.
Drew. Somebody said Sheamus could win it, and then they rematch at Fastlane, and Drew just gets it back. Maybe. But nah, I expect Drew to win it, and then if Braun's healthy enough, Braun will obviously, unless they're building Braun and Shane. We all thought Braun and Drew, but I don't know. I mean, Raw changes from minute to minute, so who the hell knows at this point? So there you go. Well, that's gonna do it for this edition of Lost.
They have a clue.
Yeah, not on Raw. That's gonna do it for this edition of Lost in the Midcard. I'd like to thank SpiderDuck.net for being our host and enabling us to be on iTunes, Spotify, any of your favorite podcasting apps. Search for Lost in the Midcard. Hit that subscribe button. That way you know every time a new episode comes your way every Wednesday. We're also on the YouTube, and go ahead and please give us a subscribe on there. Hit the little bell icon so you know every time a new episode comes your way. Give us a little thumbs up. Leave us a little comment as well. Let us know what you think about what's going on in the wrestling world. And the link to the YouTube as well as the podcast also are on our Facebook page, facebook.com/LostInTheMidcard, or Twitter at LITMC Podcast. Matt's on the Twitter at Raw Showtime. I'm on the Twitter at JB Huskers. And before we go riding off onto that sunset and enjoy that 20 tons of steel this Sunday, Matt, what are your final thoughts?
Just hoping for a good show this Sunday. I hope the vision of WrestleMania is a lot clearer after it's over. And thank God we're about to get some Wednesday Night Wrestling, because that's always a good night.
Yep. My final thought is I'm glad this guy's in NXT.
Dummy, yeah.
Yeah.
Dummy, yeah.
Yeah. For Matt Black, this is Jeremy Bennett. Thanks for tuning in to Lost in the Midcard. We'll be back at you next week with our Elimination Chamber